all my life. Been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life. Been grinding all my life.
Darren and Sterling here, ESPN Kansas City, 1510 AM, 94.5 FM, 1510.com, live in studio on a gorgeous Thursday afternoon. Darren, how you doing?
Doing good. I am ready to get past Sunday's game so I can get out to the bright lights in the big city that is called Los Angeles next week. So I'm ready. Got my hotel
do you
room
miss,
already ready.
I know you're flying out there, but would you prefer them to be in San Diego still?
No, I've never been to San Diego, and I prefer LA because
well, then how can you prefer it if you've never been there? I've been to both.
I'm not as rich as you.
I prefer LA, just to make that clear. But I was also about 14, so I didn't get to experience everything San Diego LA has to offer.
I'm fine with going to LA because I'll be in LA in February for the Super Bowl. So for me, I feel like it's good to go now, do a little recon, on the surrounding areas and the stadium and stuff. See if they have any vulnerable points of interest.
Sneak into is what you're saying.
Well, I'm having a credential. I'm not going to be sneaking in. But in case, people, come along, go through this back door here. I'll stick something in there. You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
It could be a ball play. I get it.
It could be. It could be a situation where, a celebrity might have left their ID at the car. They got, $5-10 grand. They want to slide me. They might get my credential and show up in my place. You just never know. Those things happen.
I love it. I think it's a foolproof plan.
I'm really excited. Because I made a reservation last night. I'm staying, I think, like 4 miles from the stadium. If you look at it driving wise, it's literally a straight shot. I'm staying at the airport. So at the airport, it's only like 4 miles, it's like 13 minutes or whatever. So I don't know if there's like a shuttle or something, but yeah, I'm very much excited about it.
But before you get to go to LA, the Chiefs have to face Derek Carr and his tattooed eyeliner he always wears. You're not telling me with a straight face that Derek Carr doesn't wear eyeliner. That guy is rocking.
I don't know if that's a shoe polish or what.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Where he always looked like he's
wearing eyeliner. Looks like he's in an 80s hair metal band.
He's always looking like he hadn't had any sleep lately. But
no, there's always like a black line around his eyelid. I'll tell him this. I'm jealous. It looks good. He's got good looking eyes. I'm just saying it looks like it. Hey, I'm comfortable, baby. I know.
I'm not telling you.
I'm just saying it looks like that dude wears eyeliner. That's all I'm saying.
And you think he looks good wearing that?
Doesn't look bad. Looks weird, sure.
Okay.
I'm just saying the Chiefs have to face Derek Carr and his eyeliner first before you get to go to LA. That's all I'm saying.
That part is technically true, but I don't think the Chiefs are going to be concerned about his eyeliner.
No, they won't.
Okay.
The Kansas City Chiefs have had Derek Carr's number for the most part, especially when the weather has been cold, but not going in Kansas City. It's supposed to be really nice on Sunday.
Yeah, well, if it's anything like today, Sunday at noon is going to be great. I do want to say for people who are watching online, you can listen to us on the airways at 94.5 FM or 1510 AM or 1510.com. Of course, we are broadcasting live off of Facebook Live, YouTube, Periscope, as well as Roku on the All Sports, All Play app on the Roku network. So be that as it may, there was something. You were out of the studio room when I was listening in. This was before the show was starting, and it was talking about. I think it was playing a clip from Mike Greenberg from Get Up. Now I don't know if it was Monday, Tuesday. It could have been today. I do have to sleep sometime during these 24 hours. But he was talking about the Chiefs and talking about Patrick Mahomes and this offense, and he was talking about the offensive line. Now, for someone who has been extremely focused on the O-line this year because of the new changes, found that rather insulting because he talked about how Patrick is still running for his life and that it may be depending on this team may be dependent upon the defense for it to go further or to go far into the playoff. Now, I'm not really going to argue this the second part, but the first part about him running for his life, I'm not sure what game he's watching.
Yeah,
because the offensive line, they've been doing well. They gave up 1 sack last week. I think the week before which would have been, of course, the Cowboys game or the game before. They may have given up one or two sacks. I know whatever it was with to Micah Parsons, but they didn't give up any sacks in the game against the Las Vegas Raiders. So I'm not sure this whole running for his life scenario, because right now they've been playing excellent football, and they've been doing very well protecting Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I have no idea. It's probably just some national media talking point because they got to find something to bash the Kansas City Chiefs for. Defense, again, I'm not gonna disagree as far as the defense might be the reason why they go far in the playoffs this year. I would agree with that statement. But offensively, the O-line has not been the problem. They've been the best thing about the Chiefs' offense.
Well, again, and that's what threw me off. I'm like, as we talked about yesterday, did you not see the ranking of Creed Humphreys and Orlando Brown is, he's going to be
improving. Joe Tooney's been incredible all season long.
Well, where I was going with Orlando Brown is the fact that he is one of the leading vote getters, at least on the offensive line, to be a starter in the Pro Bowl. Only he and Travis Kelce right now are trending to be the starters for the AFC. Now, granted, during the Super Bowl, they're not going to play, but just be representative. And also, I'm still trying to figure out how Josh Allen is leading in the AFC and not Patrick Mahomes. Now,
I will say this: Pro Bowl sucks as far as an actual
facts.
As far as actually what Mitchell Schwartz never made a Pro Bowl. Mitchell Schwartz was the best right tackle in football for about 5 years. Yeah. You know why? He was an All-Pro. All-Pro was what I think these guys really care about. Pro Bowl is voted on primarily by fans, and while it's
but both have an adverse effect when it comes to getting bonuses and perhaps more money when your contract is coming up.
And I really think it's unfair. I think it sucks that even when we know more now that the Pro Bowl is not a great indicator of how great a guy is. Like, I like Orlando Brown Jr. He's not the best left tackle in the AFC. He hasn't been all season long. Creed Humphrey, for example, has been the best center. Yeah. Trey Smith should have some honor. Joe Tooney. But my point is, Pro Bowl isn't the best indicator of how great a guy's been all season long. Typically, it's a big name. Orlando Brown Jr. is a big name. He's a popular guy. And obviously from his dad, people know him. They see his name and go, oh, he's been pretty good. Let's vote for him. All Pro is where I think these players really want to have that honor. And it still sucks that when we look back on players' career, we'll still say, well, how many Pro Bowls did they get to? I think we're starting to get closer to the All-Pro talk, but it's still stuck in that Pro Bowl. So I do want to put a little bit of I think someone like Creed Humphrey deserves it more than an Orlando Brown Jr.
Yeah, I mean, and what I'm looking at, what the NFL sent out this morning, obviously the overall top vote getter, kind of surprising, but the listen of the running back era is not over. It's not
Derrick
dead
Henry?
just yet. No, Jonathan Taylor.
That is surprising.
168,222 votes thus far. Travis Kelce, again, is number 2. Sure. Cooper Kupp, the LA Rams wide receiver, 3rd with 150. So he's only 2,500 behind Kelce. So he could possibly pass him. Tom Brady's number 4, and then Myles Garrett at defensive end is number 5. And so, well, when we talk about the line position, Orlando Brown, look, he has actually and Tyrann Mathieu is also in there. I mentioned Kelce and Orlando Brown, but I neglected to mention Tyrann, so I want to make sure I clarified that. But when you look at the offensive line, look at the offensive line, you got Orlando Brown, you have Joel Bitonio, Zach Martin, Tyler Padaz, I believe. I guess he's a center but the David Andrews from New England, he's the leading vote getter at center.
Yeah, David Andrews is good too.
Yeah. So I mean, look, there are stud players here. I mean, Terron Armstead at New Orleans at the other tackle. So,
tackle, I don't think Kansas City has the 2 best tackles, but I would say those 3 interior guys for KC can go up against any other 3. And I understand if you want to make the case for David Andrews because he's playing on the Patriots. You see the Patriots run offense, and he's been there for a decent amount of time now. I understand you can make that case.
And the only rookie is Jamar Chase of Cincinnati, who who is the leading receiver after Cooper Kupp. But he's the leading receiver in the AFC at wide receiver.
And that's fine. I don't have a huge issue with that current one. I do think those, again, are bigger names. If you've watched football for a while, you'll say, oh, Joel Bitonio, he's been around for a while. David Andrews, he's been around for a while.
I got to stand corrected. Kyle Pitts is also on there for Atlanta.
As the number two. Oh, no, for the NFC.
Yeah, for tight end, which is
I will say
crazy
this.
Because I don't think he's had the stats. But.
He probably doesn't have the stats, but I will say he's probably the most fun to watch. If you're going with straight up athleticism, if you're going to watch a scrimmage game, I'd put Kyle Pitts in there. But again,
you know, I am surprised it's not on this list. Micah Hyde.
That is surprising, especially with Buffalo fans.
No, I'm sorry. Micah Parsons. I'm sorry.
Well, Micah Parsons too.
Yeah, Hyde is on here. He's on here.
Okay, I was saying Micah Hyde.
He's on there as the leading free safety.
Yeah, him and Jordan Poyer for the Buffalo Bills have a tremendous safety combination. But yeah, Micah Parsons has been incredible all season long. You would think the Cowboys fans would be stuffed in the ballot box considering how many Cowboys fans there are in America.
Ezekiel Elliott, though, is leading their running back.
Cowboys fans are. This is why.
Now, that's backwards. Now
this is why no one likes Cowboys fans.
They have four players on. Of course, Trevon Diggs on the defense. He's the only one on the defense side of football.
Sure.
But yeah, the two linemen and of course Ezekiel Elliott. That caught me by surprise.
And this is why you can't. This is why no one likes Cowboys fans. I'm okay with Micah Parsons. I'm okay with Diggs. I'm okay with Zach Martin. But you're going to tell me that you're the second best running back on that team? Come on, man.
The third best if you put Dak in there.
That's just, again.
That's rich.
Once it comes to, he's not going to get a single all-pro vote, Zeke.
No, not at all.
I do want to go around the NFL. Quick news, if you play fantasy football and if you are betting tonight, Dalvin Cook makes quick return to play Thursday night football. He's still questionable. It's not official yet, but Dalvin Cook was supposedly, he wasn't going to play. And now he's trending towards playing. That would be huge for Vikings and that offense. I don't know if he does or not. Alexander Mattison is a very solid backup running back. When he fills in Dalvin Cook's place, he always seems to go off for 100 yards and tutty. But Dalvin Cook is just such an explosive player. Obviously, they trust him. That would be big if you are betting on this game or play fantasy football. It's something to keep in mind. Dalvin Cook trending to playing in tonight's game.
Who you got? Well, let's look at tonight's game. Who you got in tonight's game? Because I think, look, if Dalvin Cook is able to play, I think he's going to play, and I think he's going to start. I just don't see him trying to rush back just to be on the sidelines and be inactive.
I agree. And I also think that the Vikings, their season's slipping away. Mike Zimmer's job is on the line. They're 5-7. They've been in every single game. They always seem to be in close games. It's always one possession games, and they always seem to find themselves on the losing end. Steelers, on the other hand, find themselves in a lot of close games, barring that Bengals blowout they were in. They're trying to get back. They smell blood. I think they can make a playoff push or make a push for the playoffs. They need to win this game. So for both of these teams, this is a huge game. I'm going with the Steelers. It's not because I think the corpse of Ben Roethlisberger is anything good. I think that they have a lot of very good weapons. Deontay Johnson is incredible. Deontay Johnson, wide receiver for the Steelers, he cut out the drops from last year. He's getting open. If you watch one player tonight, watch Deontay Johnson. He is so enjoyable to watch. I like the Steelers defense a lot. And if I'm correct here, I'm pretty sure the Vikings will be without Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen is the touchdown threat for Kirk Cousins. He's their red zone guy. No Adam Thielen. I think they're going to struggle when it comes to red zone offense.
They still got Justin Jefferson, and obviously, as you mentioned, Dalvin Cook. He is playing in tonight's game unless something happens. Of course, he has a dislocated shoulder, as you mentioned. It's hard for me to go against Minnesota. I mean, I know they've struggled at even, but I just don't know if Pittsburgh has enough offense.
And that's fair. That's a fair point. I don't know if they do either, but I do think
Because even in these losses, they're, Minnesota scoring 27, 26, 31, 34 in their win, 20 against the Chargers. I mean, my question is, can Big Ben put up enough offense in tonight's game?
Deontay Johnson's good for 100 yards and a touchdown nearly every single game. Vikings defense is not very good. Vikings defense is nothing special. I'm not saying it's going to be a 35-30 game, but if the Steelers can put up 24 points, I think they win. If the Steelers I think the Steelers win like 24-21. That's what I'm feeling right here. And the over-under's at 44.5, just so you know. So I'm a little nervous with that one, but I think it's 45. I think it's a 24-21 game. Steelers win. The Vikings lose, another nail-biter. Vikings are favored by 3, by the way. Vikings are -3. So if you're
I'm gonna go with the Vikings. I'm going with my gut on this one. I just think, again, I don't have look. If Pittsburgh win, great. Cool. Looking ahead at their schedule, of course, if they were to win, Steelers' next game is going to be probably going to be against Baltimore or something.
They just beat Baltimore last week.
They just beat Baltimore.
29. Yeah, that was on Lamar Jackson.
Okay, so the next game is against Tennessee. I'd rather. Man, but do I go against Mike Tomlin? See, I have to go against Mike Tomlin in 3 weeks when they come to Kansas City. So, go with the Vikings at home.
This is a tough one for me because Kirk Cousins and the Vikings tend to always play to their competition. I say this all the time. They beat Green Bay. They beat the Chargers. They lost to the Ravens in overtime. And then you lose to the Detroit Lions. The Vikings play to their competition. They always play in close ball games. I just feel like they always lose close ball games. They lost 3 one-possession games to San Fran, Detroit, and Baltimore in their last 3 games. They won 2 one-possession ball games against Green Bay and the Chargers. Steelers, I feel like...
well, see, and that's the other thing too, Sterling. Literally all their games outside of the win against the first one of the season for them with the Steelers, all the games have been one-possession games.
Yeah.
So I expect the game to go down to the wire.
Also, Detroit apparently is the best team if they were in this 3-team division right here. If it was just Detroit, Steelers, and Minnesota, because Detroit tied with the Steelers, and then the Detroit Lions beat the Vikings.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings. It's one of the few times I'm not as strong in my conviction. I'm not putting any money on this game tonight because, I might waste money, but I can't waste it like that. So, I can't. And then, of course, look, if the Steelers win, I don't think they move up at all. No, because of their tie.
Yeah,
they still stay on the outside. Of course, Minnesota, they need to win. If they win, of course, they just move up to 6 and 7. I think the Eagles I think they hold a tiebreaker over them, I believe. So,
but again, we're getting to the nitty gritty of the season where additional playoff spots, I think, made the NFL more enjoyable because every team feels like they're still in it.
Yeah,
I think the NFL did a really good job because almost every other, I don't want to say every other, because I don't know too much about soccer and the NHL when it comes to how many teams get into the playoffs. I do know baseball. They're the smallest, but even when they added the extra wild card spot, more teams felt like they're in it. When the Royals and all, it became more fun. It makes the season more enjoyable. NBA, hell, almost at this point now with the addition of the play-in game, 10 teams because you have the play-in games. Yeah. I mean, it makes it more fun. It feels like you're always in it. So now the NFL, the additional playoff game, I think to me, this makes the NFL much more enjoyable because in the past, a 5-7 Vikings team, you're sitting here going, well, that's no fun. Now you're sitting here, 5-7 Vikings team, you go, that they might be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the additional playoff team. I think it makes it more fun.
Well, I mean, people always feel like it dilutes it when you add more playoff teams because then they start to think that the regular season doesn't matter. I think it makes it that much more important because you have more teams fighting for X amount of spots. And then, of course, if you're a gambler, if you're somebody who likes fantasy stuff like the stuff that, you feel like you can benefit from, I think it makes it more enjoyable. This is the biggest cash cow business that there is out here outside of the stock market is NFL football and being able to gamble, fantasy stuff like that, DraftKings, FanDuel, stuff like that. This is why you do it. Now, again, for this in basketball, I love the fact because especially when you can parlay players and stuff like that and stats. Again, it is still a crapshoot. And I tell people all the time, Sterling, and we've had this conversation that it always baffles me when there are layers to this and levels to this where for me it's like it's hard for me to call players great when they don't perform night in and night out. We know players like Jordan and
Yeah, but Jordan had bad games too.
That were few and far in between. But what I'm saying is like, if you're gambling or whatever. So like LeBron, I think LeBron at his latter stage of his career like he is now, it's hard for him to put together, kind of those triple-double performances or at least, 28, 8, 9 or something like that.
He's 37, so it's tough.
Yeah. But
Jordan wasn't doing this in Washington.
He was still giving you buckets, though.
No, he's giving you like 18 a game.
No, he was giving you about 20, 23.
I get it, but my point was, we can't sit here and hold it again. Me. I ain't no LeBron supporter.
No. What I'm saying is, this is not a LeBron versus Jordan. I'm just talking about great players in general. So, like, players who are superstar, like, okay, for example, Damian Lillard is on the 76th anniversary team. Now, I don't think he's one of the top 76 players of all time because my thing is he hasn't put anything out there enough out there to be given that type of look.
Hey, I agree.
I think Dwight Howard should have been on there before him.
100%.
And even Tracy McGrady. So it's hard for me. But if you're going to be there like Anthony Davis, I expect you to give me Giannis type of performances night and night. Giannis, I can damn near count on every night to come out there and provide buckets. So if I were to put a parlay in there or do something, okay, for me, Giannis should be able to get the bare minimum. If they say he's going to get 27 points, I expect to get 27 points because that's what Giannis gives you night in and night out. It would not. Steph Curry, hell, I expect him. Even though I think it's impossible for the average man to give you 6 3-pointers, that's what they say you should be able to get 6.
How many hit last night? 6?
6.
Yeah.
But I think they should have him down for 7. I was like, I didn't even mess with that one.
So he's what? So he's 15.
10 away.
9 away, I thought.
Well, no, 9 to tie.
9 to tie?
Yeah, because he needs 16 to break it. So he has 6.
When's his next game? He's had, 38 games or 39 games with 9 plus 3s in his career?
I think he's had a few of those just this season.
This season, he's had multiple.
And he's playing your old team, Philadelphia.
Seth Curry against his brother. Oh, this is going to be fun.
So.
If he hits it against Seth Curry, that'd be cool, though. You know how awesome that would be to play against your brother to set a record. That would be incredible.
And to his credit, he wanted to set it in Golden State because they got a 5-game road trip. So he's going to hit on the road. Questions is going to be Saturday night, against his brother or someone else. So be that as it may, I don't know how we got from football to basketball.
You're talking about all of a sudden you brought up LeBron James and Michael Jordan. You said,
well, no, I was just talking about great, but I was tying it in to gambling, and even when it comes to football. Again, if you're a great player and players that we bestow greatness, we just toss that around from time to time. Like, you think Josh Allen is great. Am I correct?
I would say he's a top 5 quarter, not in the historical senses. He's not great in historical senses.
10. He has not played as a top. He has not played like a top 5 quarterback this season.
Mahomes hasn't played like a top 5 quarterback. But my point is, I think Mahomes and Josh Allen are both top 5 quarterbacks. Even though they haven't played like it this season, their track record shows me if I'm going to pick. So when I do top 5 for a year, I don't go by just the statistics. I also go by who would I choose in a playoff game. Which 5 guys would I choose? And that's kind of how I make that decision. I would choose Josh Allen and Mahomes, even though, hell, I like Matt Stafford a lot. You know that, but I wouldn't choose Matt Stafford as one of my top 5 quarterbacks, and he's had probably a better season than both those guys. Kyler Murray's had better season than both those two guys too, and I still Probably wouldn't put Kyler Murray in my top 5.
I'd go Aaron Rodgers. I'd go Mahomes.
Sure.
I'd go Brady.
Sure.
If I'm going to summon up some old spirits that might be able to do something in the playoffs, I will go Ben Roethlisberger.
Whoa, come!
I'm talking summing up the spirits now.
Oh man, the corpse of Ben, the Big Ben.
Hey, just because, but see, but with Big Ben, I know I got that defense, and I know I got Mike Tomlin on the sideline. So you're asking me about who I would trust.
Yeah, as a quarterback,
that's that trust factor.
Okay,
and a part of me, man. I mean, now if I was just doing it this year, if I was going because of the defense and that coach on the sideline, I go with the rookie Mac Jones.
No, I'm going just quarterback.
Yeah,
just quarterback. No, you don't count. You don't get the defense with the quarterback.
Okay. Well, okay. Again, so so we're just going on the trust factor. Who do I trust?
Mm-hmm.
Based off of just this season.
Yeah, sure. You can count last season too, but it's not like a career thing.
Okay. This season, last season, Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
Because he's been there, done that.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady.
Sure.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I am going to part of me believes oh man. Yeah, I would still say Ben Roethlisberger. And a trust factor. Man, you're gonna make me. You're probably gonna hate me for this. I would either have to go. Man, just because of how he's played, I might have to go Taylor Heineke or even Jimmy Garoppolo.
I don't know about that. That's reaches. Those are you're not telling me you're going to choose.
Well, I'm sorry,
Taylor Heineke over Josh Allen.
I'm sorry. If we go last year, this year, then I'd have to go Dak Prescott. I'm sorry. I kind of because he got injured, I forgot about that. But I know what he was doing before he was in that MVP discussion. Almost passed for 2,000 yards within 5. So I would go with Dak Prescott as well because he has been doing well, and I do believe obviously he's he's probably had some issues dealing with some of the players and stuff that being COVID and stuff. So I can't hold that against him. But I think in the games that he's played, he's done extremely well. So yeah.
What is wild to me is how wide open the MVP race is. It's wide open. There's not really a front runner, and if there is one, it might be a 44-year-old. Tom Brady might be the NFL front runner right now for MVP.
I know. How
wild is that?
Not wild at all. I mean, come on,
that's wild. A 44-year-old.
No. It's not hard for me to say it's wild because we saw just what he did last year, leading the team to the Super Bowl. So I mean, it's hard for me to say that he just won Super Bowl MVP, so it's not the realm of possibility that he could just turn around and win MVP in the season. Now, I would think that right now it would be more so Aaron Rodgers than it would be Tom Brady, just because
if you're looking at betting sites right now, I just pulled it up. But okay, I just pulled it up because I wanted to see Tom Brady to win 2021 NFL MVP is plus 175.
Yeah, I think he's the
favorite by a lot. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is second at plus 600, and then Kyler Murray at plus 750. I'm not the biggest Tom Brady fan. Like I respect his greatness. I actually think he's very, very enjoyable off the field. But the fact that he's beaten Kansas City so many times, the fact he's done all of these quote unquote cheating scandals, just on the field, he's very unlikable. Off the field, he's very likable. I think personally, I am rooting for him to win MVP at this point. The fact he's 44 years old to me is incredible. If he were to win MVP at this age, that seems mind blowing. Not only that also lends good credence to Kansas City because there hasn't been an MVP and a Super Bowl winner. I would like that for Kansas City's chances.
All right, well, I mean, if you go by that, yeah, I'm with you on that. I just think that, but see, Tom Brady, things happen differently. I mean, and I think Aaron Rodgers was the last one to win MVP as well as Super Bowl MVP?
No, I don't think there's been
over that Tom Brady.
I don't think there has been an MVP of the regular season and a Super Bowl winner.
Might be Peyton Manning. He did win like 5 of them, so we have to Google that one.
And also, Peyton Manning only won one Super Bowl with the Colts, and then his one with Denver. He was horrible. Yeah,
Von Miller.
Yeah, and Von Miller. Yeah, that was the year that was that the same year that he threw like 6 interceptions against Kansas City. Was that the same year they won the Super Bowl?
Yes,
2015, right? By the way,
no, Kurt. Yeah, we've had this. Kurt Warner's the last one to do that.
Kurt Warner, okay.
Kurt Warner, Terrell Davis the year before, Brett Favre. I knew Emmitt Smith because he had the holdout, and Steve Young and Joe. Yeah.
Did you hear Joe Buck on Peyton Manning?
Probably not.
You know when Peyton Manning got blown out that year, the Seahawks blew the Broncos out?
Pause. No. Yeah, I remember.
But Joe Buck, they were doing that Peyton and Eli thing. Peyton asked, what's it like when you're calling a blowout? Do you ever just wish the game would get over quicker? What do you talk about? And he goes, oh, yeah, I have a good one. Yeah, the Super Bowl. You were in it. He just throwing complete shade. He goes, yeah, it's really difficult when you're losing by that much. You just have to talk about random stuff. Yeah, you remember that one, Peyton. You were in it. It was incredible.
And how did Peyton take it?
Oh, he just starts laughing. I will say that
Peyton knew it was coming.
Peyton and Eli show's great. You really get to see a different perspective of some of your favorite athletes. Like Tom Brady was great. Joe Buck was great. I don't know how you feel about those two guys who seem to be very controversial, but it's very fun to watch. Marshawn Lynch was incredible. I've been really enjoying that Peyton and Eli show.
I've seen bits and pieces, but I have not been able to sit through an entire NFL game to watch it because I just prefer the game. I just, because I feel like if you're watching that, it's taken away from the actual game because they're having different conversations while the game is going on. And you're like, I want to hear your insights on the game versus,
It does. It's good if it's two teams you don't care about. If it was like the Chiefs playing or a team that I wanted to watch or a really good Thursday night football game, I would not watch that. But when it's a game that's either one-sided, a game where I don't really care about, you do get some fun insight, some fun perspective from those guys.
Yeah.
So we'll take a quick break, come back, talk some NFL, talk some NBA. Darren and Sterling here, ESPN, Kansas City.
In these trying times, Kansas City Credit Union knows how important cash flow is in your household. With rates near all-time lows, now's the time to take action. Free up some cash by lowering your monthly car loan payment when you refinance your auto loan with Kansas City Credit Union. And as a bonus, Kansas City Credit Union will delay your payments for 90 days. Visit kansascitycreditunion.com/810sports for more information. Kansas City Credit Union, your path to financial freedom.
As we start a new school year, most of us are lucky to have a home for our children. But for some families, that's not the reality. They are homeless and without hope. Fortunately, there's a solution. At North American Savings Bank, we believe in taking care of our community. We are a proud supporter of Community Link, who has ended and prevented homelessness for over 35 years throughout Greater Kansas City. Call 816-595-5553 for more information.
Space Camper Cosmic IPA is a juicy hot blast of flavor. Citrusy and balanced, this is an IPA with a mission: to save the Earth, because it's the only planet with beer. You might not know it, but Boulevard Brewing Company has been passionate about taking care of our planet for decades. Between their zero-waste brewery to Ripple Glass, Boulevard has been making great beer you can feel great about. Stock up on Space Camper Cosmic IPA today. Boulevard Brewing Company, Kansas City, Missouri.
A KC tradition since 1957 and voted the best steak in Kansas City, Hereford House is a locally owned steakhouse that has served generations of Kansas Cityans. Hereford House exclusively serves certified Hereford beef. All their steaks are aged 21 days, hand-cut daily, and grilled over an open charcoal flame. Go to HerefordHouse.com for hours, new menu items, and to make your reservations. Follow Hereford House on Facebook and Instagram for exclusive specials. Hereford House, voted Kansas City's favorite steakhouse. A KC tradition since 1957 and voted the best steak in Kansas City. Hereford House is a locally owned steakhouse that has served generations of Kansas Cityans. Hereford House exclusively serves certified Hereford beef. All their steaks are aged 21 days, hand-cut daily, and grilled over an open charcoal flame. Go to HerefordHouse.com for hours, new menu items, and to make your reservations. Follow Hereford House on Facebook and Instagram for exclusive specials. Hereford House, voted Kansas City's favorite steakhouse.
This holiday season, help those less fortunate by donating to City Union Mission's Drop Zone at the Inn at Meadowbrook. Let's help out our homeless and low-income neighbors in Kansas City. The simplest gifts are extras they just can't afford. Look for the City Union Mission Barrel in the front lobby at the Inn at Meadowbrook, located in the heart of Meadowbrook Park in Overland Park, Prairie Village. But you can help bring hope to them this Christmas by donating to City Union Mission's Drop Zone at the Inn at Meadowbrook. Be a blessing to our homeless and low-income neighbors this holiday season.
Hi, Ollie Gates here. The Gates family would like to say thank you for allowing us to serve you for 75 years, a milestone which would not have been possible without your support. Thanks again, and remember, whatever the case may be, keep the faith.
Welcome back to Darren and Sterling here, ESPN Kansas City, 1510 AM, 94.5 FM, 1510.com, and Facebook Live. So, Darren, you and I were talking pre-show about Damian Lillard and all this news surrounding him. What's going on?
Well, it seems as though all of a sudden now he wants to play with Ben Simmons. That was some of the reports that came out last week, but there are reports now that they might be looking to trade him to Boston. Now, Boston, they've been having assets and they've been sitting on picks for a long time. I don't know why they've never really utilized it, which is one of the reasons why they are, why they're currently Brad Stevens is upstairs and not coaching any longer. So it's one of those things where, this is good for, I think it's good for him, but for him to win a title, which is obviously, and for him to justify being on that 75-year anniversary team, he needs to go somewhere and win a title. Now, I know he wants to be old school, win it in Portland and, try to go the whole, organization that drafted you. But, man, sometimes you just got to go.
Yeah, he wants to stay in Portland, and he'll never say he wants to get traded. There's never been a report of him saying, I want out. Even when he said he wants to play with Ben Simmons, he wants Ben Simmons to come to Portland, not vis-a-vis. It's tough. He wants this huge contract extension, which I think is going to cause issues as far as being able to bring in a lot more talent to Portland because CJ McCollum's on a big contract as well. I mean, they're getting paid around there.
Well, and the other thing, too, I think he's in the first or second year of a 5-year contract extension, and he wants
another 2-year, $107 million.
Look,
it's.
Nothing wrong if you can get it.
If you can get it, I get it. But it's tough to do both, to get that money and not feel like you're hampering your team's future success. They had that whole report come out, Wojnarowski and the now former GM of Portland, who was fired, they came out and said, this is a huge cause of rift in the Portland organization. It's very difficult to get a GM. What's going to happen? Because Damian Lillard wants this, that, and the other. Dame came out and basically said, whoa, now you know nothing about me. Don't go saying this stuff. I do think, though, it's going to be very difficult. If you give him a 2-year, $107 million extra contract, he's going to be like 36, 37, and paying him $50+ million a year. That is going to be an issue to trade. Good luck. No team wants to take on that type of contract.
Well, I don't want to say no team because
no team competing for a championship would be able to keep on that and also have 2 other superstar players.
The Lakers, they took on Russell Westbrook.
You think that's going to work out well? To me, to me, it doesn't look like a good fit.
Well, one, they're different players, and I think Lillard would be obviously a much better pick.
Yeah, but Lillard also can't play defense.
Well, Russell can't either.
Westbrook plays more because at least Westbrook has the athleticism.
Well, yeah.
Damian Lillard, as athletic as he is, defensively does not translate. He's 6'1",
but he spreads the floor. He can he can handle the ball, and because he can shoot just as far as Steph Curry. You stretch the defense out to where you bring the defense out. So, look, I'm with you. But I don't want to say nobody's going to take on that type of salary because Phoenix even took it on when they got Chris Paul, because Chris Paul had a.
But no one on that Phoenix team has the same contract. Like there's not another LeBron and Anthony Davis. It's just they were able to do.
Well, I mean, I think the only other team I think you look at would be the Brooklyn Nets.
Sure, Brooklyn Nets have the 3, and they're not really paying Kyrie right now.
Paying him half that money, I still can't figure that out.
It makes no sense to me.
But I'd love to see a trade for him and Kyrie, but of course, Kyrie is threatening to retire. We're retired and save us some money.
I don't know where Damian Lillard's going to be a great fit at. They want him to go to Boston, but then Boston's not going to give up Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum.
Well, you're not giving them up,
and that's what makes it difficult. What's Portland going to get except for a whole bunch of draft picks? It's very difficult to see Damian Lillard going to a quote-unquote contending team. The only team that makes a lot of sense in that aspect really is the Sixers with Ben Simmons. You have at least an asset. The Sixers have to give up obviously more than Simmons just to acquire.
Yeah, but
Lillard
but see, here's the thing: he wants to play with Ben Simmons, but
I want to play with LeBron James.
No. What I'm saying, the Sixers, they don't want CJ McCollum. They want, so it's like, no, we'll trade you players. But the player you want to play with is going there. You're coming here.
Yeah.
Now, again, I think Lillard and of course, Joel Embiid, I mean, look, he needs a big man. And I don't know, man. It's every NBA player feels that they can be a GM. And, everybody can't be a Jerry Krause. Everybody can't be, Pat Riley or some of these other GMs or owners. Sometimes – I think you should just know your role and shut your mouth. But that's just, I guess I'm old school like that.
No, I get it. And I don't think Damian's necessarily trying to do that.
I don't know what he's trying to do because, he's talked about, look, I mean, he was talking about being loyal to the city. Then they gave him a contract extension for $250 million. I'd have been shutting up then. If you're going to sign it, don't. If you're going to sign it, yeah, that allows you to be, quote unquote, the face of the team like Patrick Mahomes here in Kansas City with that $500 million deal. But they, to their credit, are putting all the chips in to make sure that, this team is successful year in and year out. I can't say the same. And granted, they have a hard cap, but it's soft in a way because of the luxury tax to where you can sign some of your own players that you've drafted and you can sign them for max dollars without it. You just have to pay the luxury tax. Of course, if you're winning, it kind of pays for itself. That's why, like when Golden State, was when they acquired Kevin Durant and was still paying those other players, they were able to do it because they were winning in the money. You had that tech money. Everything was paying for itself, and it paid for obviously for the for the new arena. I just, if I'm Dame Lillard, I gotta get out of there. I mean, because if you can play a loyalty role, which is fine, I have no problem with it, but don't expect the World Championship to come there because you're not getting past the second round.
With the loss that the Suns had, which was an incredible run they had, the no-loss November was incredible. Guess who now has the longest winning streak in the NBA?
Well, it ain't me because they cost me money the other night. So I don't know.
Guess who it is? They have 8 wins on the season.
Houston Rockets.
Yeah, they've won 7 straight games.
Makes you know how I know this kind of stuff.
Well,
I know my sports.
Houston was 1-16. They're now 8-16. They've won 7 straight games.
I was pissed I wasn't able to cancel that bet last night.
Blew out the Nets last night. Yeah, I was thinking of you. Man. I was thinking of you.
I was just like, that was one of the few times I wanted to just flush the toilet and just put $25 and just flush it.
1-10 last night. The Rockets have a pretty solid core, and that was without Kevin Porter Jr.
It's funny because I look at and that's what we were talking about yesterday. I look at those games, and then when you look at the record, and then the final score doesn't seem like New Orleans. New Orleans is underwater, but they went to overtime with Denver. Denver was a 2.5-point favorite, and I think they ended up winning by 6, but took them overtime to do it. Hold on, we talked about it yesterday. Milwaukee and Miami. And Miami wiped the floor with them.
Yeah.
It just baffles me to where, again, you could say it's almost like regular season really doesn't count. I think it seems like after Christmas or after the All-Star game,
once Christmas
starts getting serious. I'm like, what the hell are you all doing now? Because again, it wasn't until like during the show you told me that
no KD,
and no, who was it, Al Harrington or somebody else?
No. What is this, 2005?
LaMarcus Aldridge. I'm tripping. Yeah.
Al Harrington, Malice in the Palace. What's going on in here?
Yeah, LaMarcus Aldridge. I'm like, well, damn, I'm like, I ain't got no chance. And so, and I was looking at the thing last night. So, okay, well, I'm like, okay, Nets down by 6, third quarter, might have a little chance to run. And I saw it again and opened up and said, nope, that parlay is done. So, and then my 7-8 parlay, well, it ended up being 6 because one of the players didn't play last night, so it was voided out. And then it was like, okay. And Rudy Gobert only had 10 rebounds last night.
Only 10.
Only 10. And the other guy, Steven Adams. Dude, now I tell you, the thing that pissed me off last night when I was looking at all that. Steven Adams and Jonas Valanciunas, they were like at 2 rebounds for a long time. I'm like, how the hell are you 7-foot giants only had 2 rebounds in the third quarter? Now, it picked up. Now, Valanciunas ended up getting 11 rebounds I needed, but of course, other boy was still stuck at 9. He needed 2. I'm like, dude, seriously? I said, if you have foul trouble, okay, I get it. You had 2 fouls in the game.
I got to play you something really quickly because all I can think about now since you said Al Harrington is this.
What's up? I'm Al Harrington, and I give buckets.
That's all I can think about. Whenever I hear the name Al Harrington anymore, all I think about is I'm Al Harrington, and I get buckets.
Oh, man. Well, shout out. Oh, so I do have to say shout out to Jody Fortson. I sent him a little happy birthday post and told him I hope his rehab was going well. He's like, oh, love it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So on Facebook. I don't know how. I'm not going to tell nobody, but I did misspell birthday to me.
How do you misspell birthday?
Because it was, I just.
What? How did you spell it? Come on.
Borthday.
BOR. Oh, so instead of the I, you put an L.
Yeah, it was just,
Happy birthday.
Look, you don't have the physical keys no more like you did on a Trio or a Palm. It's just straight up,
Happy birthday.
Big finger.
What are you from New York? Hey, happy birthday. Birthday. What do you mean? Boston? Boston birthday? I don't even know. It's impressive, Darren.
Do want to ask you though, I know we got to go to break, but the Heisman Award show is going to be this weekend. They're awarding the Heisman. Who is your favorite to win?
Why don't we do this when we come back from break? Darren and Sterling here, ESPN Kansas City.
Join the Zone at Mr. Brew's Tap House in Overland Park this
Bryce Young.
Big weekend of college hoops and NFL action. The Zone will be broadcasting live from 10 to 2, and Mr. Brew's Tap House has a great special. All day Friday and Saturday, get any burger, fries, and a soft drink for only $8.10. Good both days until 5 p.m. Also, Mr. Brews is offering all-day happy hour Friday and Saturday, featuring the Stone Brewing Chocovesa Tres Leches and the Rogue Kringle Crusher. Mr. Brews Tap House at 80th and Metcalf in Overland Park.
In these trying times, Kansas City Credit Union knows how important cash flow is in your household. With rates near all-time lows, now's the time to take action. Free up some cash by lowering your monthly car loan payment when you refinance your auto loan with Kansas City Credit Union. And as a bonus, Kansas City Credit Union will delay your payments for 90 days. Visit kansascitycreditunion.com/810sports for more information. Kansas City Credit Union, your path to financial freedom.
Boulevard believes in easy indulgence. That's why they decided to put Tank 7 in cans. Their distinctly American twist on a classic Belgian-style farmhouse ale takes its name from the notoriously unpredictable fermenter where the signature beer's perfect combination of ingredients first came to life. You could call it fate. Their brewers call it Tank 7. Grab a 4-pack and treat yourself to a Tank 7 today. You deserve it. Boulevard Brewing Company, Kansas City, Missouri.
A KC tradition since 1957 and voted the best steak in Kansas City, Hereford House is a locally owned steakhouse that has served generations of Kansas Cityans. Hereford House exclusively serves certified Hereford beef. All their steaks are aged 21 days, hand-cut daily, and grilled over an open charcoal flame. Go to HerefordHouse.com for hours, new menu items, and to make your reservations. Follow Hereford House on Facebook and Instagram for exclusive specials. Hereford House, voted Kansas City's favorite steakhouse.
In these trying times, Kansas City Credit Union knows how important cash flow is in your household. With rates near all-time lows, now's the time to take action. Free up some cash by lowering your monthly car loan payment when you refinance your auto loan with Kansas City Credit Union. And as a bonus, Kansas City Credit Union will delay your payments for 90 days. Visit kansascitycreditunion.com/810sports for more information. Kansas City Credit Union, your path to financial freedom.
Hi, this is Tamara Day, designer and host of HGTV's Bargain Mansions and owner of Growing Days. But most importantly, lover of all things KC. Did you know right here in Kansas City, we have hundreds of homeless children who don't have a place to call home, no bed, no new school supplies, only fear and hopelessness. Thankfully, there's a solution I'm proud to support. Community Link has ended and prevented homelessness for thousands in our community for over 3 decades. If you'd like to help, call 816-595-5553.
You were my sun, you were my earth.
Welcome back to Darren and Sterling here, ESPN Kansas City, 1510 AM, 94.5 FM, 1510.com, and Facebook Live. All right, Darren Heisman, Bryce Young. That's the answer.
So now you want to go with my Alabama quarterback.
It was always the answer. It was between him,
Spencer Rattler.
Quarterback.
What happened to your guy, Spencer Rattler?
I didn't say my guy. I said if I had to go and pick a preseason Heisman, I went Spencer Rattler. You know why?
Why? Because
going with an Oklahoma quarterback seemed like a pretty safe bet. He was a starter. He was very, very bad. I would still love it if he chose to go to Mizzou.
You love if Drew Lock could come back and play.
Oh, if Drew Lock came to Mizzou, that'd be incredible. Is there another year of eligibility? How does that work? Can we see if that can make that happen? Blaine Gabbert and Chase Daniel. Can we see if that?
Let's just remember they were talking about Aiden Hutchinson. I know he was second place with the AP Player of the Year. Bryce Young, of course, did win that, but I still feel like Will Anderson has got shafted, not going to the Heisman in this voting. He was above C.J. Stroud, who is of course going to New York this weekend. I think he had a better year, and he was, I think, voted Defensive Player of the Year over Aiden Hutchinson, which is admirable because that's the way it should be. Because his stats and everything just says that he was just balling, man.
Yeah, no, Aiden Hutchinson was incredible. I mean, you were the best defensive player probably on the best defensive team. Michigan was incredible all season long, right? I don't have an issue with it, but it's Bryce Young.
Oh, definitely.
Kenny Pickett was good. Kenny Pickett was really good. He made Pitt football interesting this year. When you throw 42 touchdowns and 7 interceptions at University of Pittsburgh, that's incredible. He was very, very good this year. He had that one highlight play of him pretending like he's going to take a slide, gets up and goes around for a 58-yard touchdown.
Blasted. He should have got blasted for that.
As much fun and great as he was all year, I still think the answer is Bryce Young, especially now that he beat Georgia, had a hell of a game. When you beat the #1 team in the nation and you play the way he did, that's your Heisman moment. That, to me, all but sealed it up for Bryce Young.
No, I don't disagree at all. I think, again, his march down the field against Auburn and, at this station, I know I was, I think maybe Serena might have taken the point, but I was the one to talk about Alabama straight up over Georgia in the SEC.
Okay, Paula Abdul.
Yeah, straight up, baby. So, I like Bryce Young. It's not even worth putting any money on. He's minus 4,000. So
yeah, no, it ain't worth it. He's winning it. That is the end all be all, at least right here. Before we get out of here, game tonight, we obviously have the Steelers at Minnesota. We talked about it in the first segment. We'll talk about it now. Steelers +3, Minnesota -3. Who you got?
I
know you have Minnesota winning straight up.
Yeah, I'm sitting there debating about the points or whatever. It goes down to the wire. I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh +3.
So you got Pittsburgh +3. You have Minnesota winning, and then the over/under is 44.5. What do you got?
Ooh. I'm going over.
I got over 2.
I
got a 45. I have it a 24-21 game, which is 45 points, which just barely ekes by.
See, but here's the thing.
I got Steelers winning by 3, so I'm good. I'm hoping whatever I say right now is what actually happens, because that makes me feel good.
Yeah, but the one thing though is if the Steelers do win, or even if they were to lose by 3, is that still considered a push though?
It's push. So you get your money back. Unless you also have it parlayed with something else, then you get like half of whatever it was.
Parlays are good.
Parlays are not good. Parlays are good when you hit.
You ain't lying about that.
When was the last parlay you hit?
We just had this conversation yesterday. I hit a few weeks ago. Did I? No, I might have hit. Yeah, I think I hit a few weeks ago.
When you have to go back and say, I think I might have hit a few weeks ago.
Well,
parlays ain't good.
I put so much, I do so much. Hell, I don't know.
Darren and Sterling here.
Just a little make a lot.
Darren and Sterling right here on ESPN Kansas City, 1510 AM, 94.5 FM. We'll be back live in studio tomorrow, Friday, breaking down all of Sunday's slates of games and talking Kansas City Chiefs. We are out.